What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here, and that was scary. That was my ESPN alarm fantasy. Anyway, welcome back to another BFR Game 24 at the New York Islanders on December 5th at 6:30 p.m. This game was played, and December 5th, it might be December 25th because Christmas may have come early, because if you're looking at the whiteboard right now, you see something a bit different. This Seattle Kraken magnet, along with this, if I can get it up, along with their secondary logo right here, I'll have it down here, as well as their big logo, which I got right here, all came today in the mail. So finally got everything I needed. I got this. I couldn't get a Seattle Kraken magnet with this pennant size yet, so if I can, I will. But for now, this is the smallest one that I have, so it's going to have to work. So the Pacific Division may look a bit larger than normal. And yeah, a lot of news is coming out of the last 24 hours. Mike Yeo is now the coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. Vin Yeo is out. Travis Green and Benning gone out of Vancouver, and Boudreau is in. So you either got some happy fan bases, chaotic fan bases, whatever you call fan bases. But in Chicago last night, they win 3-2 in a shootout in possibly one of the most biased games I think I've ever seen by an officiating crew of all time. If you thought I ranted bad on the Rangers game and previous games, that was nothing compared to what I witnessed last night. They moved to 9-13-2. Shots were 26-24 Chicago. Hits were 24-18 Islanders, and faceoffs were 30-28 Islanders. Chicago goes 1 for 2 on the power play. The Islanders go 1 for 4. Fleury saves 22 out of 24 in the win. Varlamov saves 24 out of 26 in the loss. And that's win number 499 for Fleury in his 899th game. So if he get 900 games, maybe he'll get his 500th win. That'd be pretty sweet for him. And so this was the first time the Hawks were the first time the Hawks were playing at the Islanders' new arena. The Islanders had lost 10 in a row coming into this. They've now lost 11 in a row. Murphy and McKay were still out. Stillman in, Kalnick out, Kara in, Hardman out. And we got early in the first, early Hawks turnover. It leads to a good Islanders chance. Doc denied by Varlamov. Taze gets denied by Varlamov. And at 14:57, it's an Islander penalty to Mayfield for tripping, which was not a good call. This was the one call that the Islanders did not deserve at all. It looked like a complete flop on the Chicago. So that should have been an embellishment, nothing else. 13-11, Chicago power play goal on that power play, and it's a deflection right on in front, unstoppable from Brandon Hagel. To break it, shot it toward the net, went off Hagel, skated in. His 8th of the year from DeBrincat and Jones to make it 1-0. Kubalik had a one-timer denied, and then Carpenter a few seconds later after they made it 1-0, nearly made it 2-0, but Varlamov made a good save. Fleury makes a diving poke, and then a great save on Palmieri, and a good save on a deflection, and then another great save by Fleury. And we go to the second. This is where it starts going downhill. There's good saves by Fleury early, great shot blocking. Stillman had a good hit on Barzal. And then at 13:42, it's a Chicago penalty served by Strome for too many men. And at 11:57, the Islanders score on it. It's a power play goal, another deflection out in front from J.G. Pageau, his second of the year from Aho and Barzal. So let's see if that'll be what Pageau needs to get going. He's at a rough start. It's 1-1. And then at 11:26, it's a Chicago penalty to Stillman for roughing, which would be killed. And also, it would be killed, but that's not the point here. The fans were chanting Fleury on a deflection goal that just tied the game. So, Islander fans, I don't know what the hell you were thinking, firstly. And secondly, you have lost 10 in a row. You are in no position to chant Jack, you know what. And Stillman takes a penalty for roughing, but the reason he's roughing, Clutterbuck absolutely drills Taze. I mean, it should have been possibly a game misconduct hit. Taze stayed in the game. He didn't get the full force of it, but Clutterbuck not only jumped, left his feet, and used his elbow to get an edge on Taze, but not only does he not get a penalty out of that, he turtles, and Stillman is on top of him, and Stillman gets the penalty. Unacceptable. NHL officiating, what are you doing? That is unacceptable on any level. And Clutterbuck's one of those players I've always just hated. Like, he plays a great style of hockey, and you hate him for that because it's very physical. But when hits are being thrown around like that, unacceptable. Let me move on. So that penalty is killed. 8:35, there's an Islander penalty, again to Mayfield for high sticking, which would be killed. There was a great power play, and Varlamov robbed Doc. Absolute robbed, a great save. And at 7:01, Chicago penalty to Hagel for tripping, which would be killed, but it was 4-on-4, both were to be killed. And yeah, it was just a parade to the penalty box at this point. Doc had a chance blocked, and then Islander power play was very dangerous. Taves just missed an open net on a turnover. And then Adam Pelech was hurt on a block. He hurt his left. I think it was he was holding his right, or I don't remember which hand it was. But he left to the locker room like pretty much right after it happened, with a few seconds left in the second period. And then we go to the third, where the announcers and I both noticed how DeHaan was doing everything right last game. DeHaan was playing incredible and doing everything right defensively. Some Islander fan had a DeHaan jersey on. He took it off, threw it down to DeHaan for him to sign. DeHaan signed it, threw it back up, so that was cool, since DeHaan used to play for the Islanders. And then Fleury had a great save in chaos. And then that's when the word came out, as the announcers put it out, that Bruce Boudreau is in and Travis Green is out as coach. And at 14:01, it's a Chicago goal from Dylan Strome, his second of the year, from DeBrincat and Gustafsson to make it 2-1. The pass was meant for... Gustafsson was looking for DeBrincat and went a little bit behind him. DeBrincat got a stick on it and deflected it right to Strome. Strome buries it in on the one-timer. Great goal. And then this is possibly what should have been another penalty. Caleb Jones gets squeezed. But what does that mean is he's got one guy, he's expecting a hit to come from in front of him, but there's a guy also coming from in front of him, and they both clap into him at the same time. And that's where, he was slow to the bench. He would play, but that's a debatable penalty right there. And then Kara caused a good turnover, and then there was a good save by Varlamov. And then the announcers were talking about how Tyler Johnson had a successful surgery, and he'll be out for 3 months, so that's good for him. Get some rest and get back in the lineup once you fully healed, and don't try to do anything that could possibly rupture or screw up your neck. That's all I have to say on that. There was a good save by Varlamov. Wallstrom one-timer, great save by Fleury, and then at 8:42, a Chicago penalty to Caleb Jones for interference, which would be killed, but it was a horrible call for one reason being Wallstrom had the puck when Jones hit him, and it's interference. I mean, if it was tripping, if they called him for like a tripping and Wallstrom dived, fair played on Wallstrom, he's playing the system, which would have been an embellishment, but it would have played the system. But interference, A, it didn't look like he even touched him from the front, and B, he had the puck. Like, you can't call interference on someone when they're hitting someone who has the puck. I don't know. Fleury made a great save on a Parise wraparound. I forgot Parise was there until I saw him playing. And then Islanders missing chances. Barzal passes up a chance. DeBrincat breakaway saved. Doc gets a rebound saved. And then he got tripped right in front of the net with no penalty. Fleury made a post-to-post save. Hawks timeout. Islanders in desperation with like less than a minute to go. Islanders the most dangerous they had been, and they'd been all game. And then a blatant interference call with about... And then a blatant... Sorry, I just heard something from downstairs. Then a blatant interference call with about 25 seconds left on DeBrincat. He's got pushed over really hard, and no call on that. Islanders keep possession. And then with 0.3 seconds left, it's Noah Dobson, his first of the year, from Barzal and Lee. And besides anger, no other word came into my mind. Anger at the officials. I mean, if the Hawks didn't win this, I would throw my hands up and just make a Twitter account at this point. Because that was an incredible piece of crap from the officials of a game. We go to OT. The Islanders were playing for the shootout right out of the gate because not only did they not take a shot that entire overtime, they didn't go into the offensive zone for most of that overtime and just kept it at center ice, just changing players in and out and just letting it play. And when the Hawks only got possession, they got a few chances in there. And then once the Islanders got back, they just go back to doing the same thing. And Jones nearly scored on one of the chances with 10 seconds left. And then there was a non-call for holding the stick on the Islanders. So that's about 5 times now that there should have been a penalty or there shouldn't have been a penalty, depending on which team you are at this point. And we go to the shootout. We have Wahlstrom, who misses. Then Taze misses, but it was an incredible save by Varlamov. Taze had him beat. Incredible save. Then you had... I was running out of room, so it's hard to read this. Then you had Barzal. That's what it says. Barzal missed. Kane scores. And then we have one more. It's... I really can't... Oh, it's Bavillier. That's who it said. Bavillier. And he misses. Hawks win 3-2. Fleury gets win number 499. And Hawks need to etch their way closer. They play the Rangers tomorrow. And they got to win this. They need to start getting some ground. They can't be losing every other game or winning every other game. They need to put a streak here together. And we'll see if they can do that. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Not much change in the standings as of late. These 5 teams right here just kind of keep moving around. And then everything else has been pretty stable recently. These Anaheim and San Jose switched. Other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. See you all next time. Goodbye.